Hey there everybody, what's up? The Boys! The Boys Season 2 just recently ended and I watched the season finale about a week ago. I had some time to reflect, to think about it, and I'm just gonna tell you guys what I think about it. Now, here's the thing. I do not consider myself a critic by any stretch of the imagination. I don't consider myself too much of a reviewer per se. I consider myself more as a fan who watched something that he wanted to watch and he has an opinion on it, and that's basically how I'm going to treat this review of Season 2 of The Boys. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was as good as Season 1, but maybe after I'll rewatch all of Season 1 and all of Season 2 back to back, maybe I'll change my mind, but it was still a very good season of The Boys. The first season, a lot of the things that they did, I kind of saw coming because I read the comics, so I kind of knew a lot of the basic direction that they were planning to take the show, but the more and more the show went on, it became more and more unpredictable, and minor spoiler, well, maybe not so minor, but it's a spoiler for Season 1, but I mean, if you clicked on a review for Season 2, you've probably seen Season 1 by now. Homelander has a son, which was a huge departure from the comics, and it was something completely unexpected, out of left field, that I just didn't really know. I didn't really see it coming, and it really shocked me. And I thought it was a very interesting direction to take the to take into Season 2. Now, the interesting thing is, I thought I knew everything about Season 1, but then it threw all these curveballs at me that I didn't see coming. Season 2 was kind of the opposite. I went into the Season 2 expecting to not expect anything, because the first season surprised me so much. I didn't really think I knew I had any idea where the show was going. But for the most part, I'd say that while there were a lot of surprises and a lot of things I didn't really see coming, for the most part, I kind of wasn't too surprised by what the season 2, the second season presented. But at the same time, even though I wasn't too surprised, I still really enjoyed it. It's not like it was so predictable that it robbed me of my enjoyment. I mean, I knew where the story, I could figure out where the story was going, and I really enjoyed it. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Stormfront. I knew I was going to hate Stormfront because, first of all, spoiler alert, she's a Nazi. Yes, she is a Nazi character. So I knew I was going to hate her. I just wasn't quite prepared to how much I was going to hate her, because when she showed up on the scene like a total media queen diva thing and attention whore, and I guess I can say that word because we're talking about The Boys, she was a total attention whore, and she was a very unpleasant and annoying character, and I knew I was going to hate her, but I hated her for completely different reasons as from what I thought I was going to hate her. And by the way, I literally just noticed that I'm wearing a Hail Hydra shirt. So yeah, it's a bit ironic. But regardless, once the truth about her came into being, and it turns out she is actually she was actually the wife of Jonah Vogelbaum, or Jonah Vaught, whatever his name is, the guy that created Compound V. I mean, I still hated her because she's a despicable character and she's a freaking Nazi, but she became more of a three-dimensional character as opposed to the comic book counterpart, which by the way is actually a man. He was mostly a one-dimensional media representation of a Nazi, just one single-minded and very narrow-minded point of view. So I gotta say, I really appreciated that part of Stormfront's character. As far as Homelander, the more I watch the show, the more I'm starting to think that Homelander is the main character and everyone else are just supporting characters, because for the most part, in the comics are mostly focusing on Huey, and obviously a lot of the other characters are, well, specifically Butcher, Homelander, and Starlight. They're mostly semi-central characters, and all the rest are supporting characters. The show kind of treats the characters as every single one is a main character, but the main story is about Homelander. This is Homelander's story, and the more I watch the show, the more I'm starting to feel like that. One of the things that I really enjoyed about Homelander this season is his slow descent into mania and megalomania, and the more and more I see him becoming just a really bad person, the more I want him to get there, because first of all, he's doing unspeakable things. He's a terrible, terrible human being, or rather, superhuman being. I guess that is a better explanation. But even though he's a terrible person, I kind of want him to get his way, and I kind of want him to take it all the way to the end, and go full Injustice Superman on everybody, because I don't know. There's just something very interesting about that aspect of Homelander. As far as Butcher's storyline goes, I thought it really trying to find the right word. It exceeded my expectations. It was very well handled, especially with regarding the episode of John Noble as his father, which, by the way, dies in the comics, and that little reference where he said, "Let me know when that happens so I can piss on his grave." That's actually taken directly from the comics. So, yeah, I kind of appreciated that. But Butcher, I think Butcher is slowly going through a bit of a transition stage, and he's growing as a character, as opposed to pretty much like Stormfront being mostly narrow-minded and one-sided. I hate all superhuman beings and I want to destroy them all. There's sort of, he's kind of turning around. He's sort of learning to trust Starlight a little bit more. He pretty much risked his life for Rebecca's son Ryan, which was a really emotional part, and I really enjoyed that part. Huey was mostly on and off as a character this season. I didn't quite get what was going through his head. I really appreciated all the stuff with Starlight, especially with her mother and the betrayal that she went with her mother, and her unique relationship with Queen Maeve. Queen Maeve was a character that I didn't really think I was going to like the first half of the season, but the more the season went on, and the more and they get into the angle that she wants to take down Homelander, the more I really enjoyed it. And finally, let's talk about the Deep. The Deep was an angle that I didn't really appreciate it too much in season 1. I didn't really understand where they were going with that character, but I think season 2 was a much needed improvement. Same thing with A-Train, and I think the whole idea of the Church of the Collective, which I believe, I might be wrong on this, but I don't think it was in the comics. I think it was something completely original for this show, but regardless, I think it works as to serve its purpose. And I don't really think, given what happened in the final episode, and more or less the final scene, really, I don't think we're going to see the Church of the Collective make a comeback unless they have a nice, fun angle to take this. The first appearance, the appearance of Lamplighter, I thought was really well handled, and it really just it really demonstrated how they can take something from the comics, adapt it into screen, still keeping the core elements of what happened in the comics intact, but giving a different perspective. And Lamplighter was definitely a character that I appreciated more in this show, much more than the comics, because in the comics he's mostly irredeemable, and it also kind of helped that he was played by Shawn Ashmore, who played Iceman in the X-Men movies. Overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this season. Stormfront was a big, I don't want to say highlight, but it was a big point of controversy for me. I mean, I hated her, but then again, I was supposed to hate her, so it kind of makes sense, as opposed to like Homelander, who he's a bad person, and you kind of want him to get what's coming to him, but at the same time, you want him to get his way. It's a very complicated and morally challenging show, The Boys. It's very, it kind of, it's more than just the generic, the good guys are good, the bad guys are bad. It's a show that really makes you think, and that's one of the things that I really appreciated, not only about the show, but also about the comics. And I'm starting to think that maybe the show is doing a much better job addressing those core morality issues that the comics mostly, the comics didn't kind of have a focus on. Just, I don't think it was as well handled in the comics as it is in the show. But I do think, for my personal taste, I do think that the comics are still a bit more enjoyable. But again, that's just my taste, that's just my opinion, and I decided to share my opinion with the rest of the world. So that's mostly what I think about Season 2 of The Boys. I can't wait to see Soldier Boy in Season 3, and in fact, I can't wait to see all of Payback in Season 3, because for those of you who don't know, the 7 is basically The Boys Universe's version of the Justice League. Payback is the comics version of the Avengers, because Soldier Boy is basically their Captain America. Stormfront is Thor, because again, in the comics, it's a man. Tech Knight is basically Iron Man / Batman, it's sort of weird hybrid there. Eagle the Archer, which we did get to see a bit in this season, he's basically Hawkeye. There's the Crimson Countess, which is basically their version of the Scarlet Witch. And there's Swallow, which is kind of like their version of Ant-Man and the Wasp melded into one. And of course Mind Droid, which is their version of Vision. I would be interested to see all of Payback, especially since we've spent 2 seasons with the 7, and they kind of changed the character of Jack from Jupiter to Translucent. Still not 100% sure why they did that, but I guess it just worked better in the story. So yeah, I'm very excited for Season 3. I can't wait to see the original superhero Soldier Boy. They did mention that they're going to have flashbacks to World War II, where superheroes were first introduced. Yeah, I'm excited. I really enjoyed Season 2 of The Boys, and I can't wait for Season 3. So that's just my very quick, brief analysis of the season. Very quick thoughts, and I really hope you guys have enjoyed this season. I really hope you guys have enjoyed me talking about Season 2, as messy as this review was. But yeah, that's just how I talk about things. I'm not really good at reviewing. I just love to talk. So that's basically what my approach to this. So again, thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think about Season 2 of The Boys, Season 1 maybe of The Boys. Let me know your predictions for Season 3, and yeah, until next time everybody, fucking diabolical. Hello again everybody! I really hope you enjoyed this video, cause I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time guys, I'll see you guys next time.